Hello, lovelies. I wanted to show you, I think I've talked about these before, but I don't think I've done an actual video on these golden SoFlats. So if you follow me, you know that I'm kind of obsessed with the flat, matte texture and finish of gouache, which is an opaque watercolor. Here's some gouache. This is a Royal Talons gouache. It just has a really, let's see here. Well, that's gouache, but this is a good example of flat. See, there's no shine. And acrylics are plastic, and so they tend to have, let's see if I've got any. I use both, so let's see if there's any acrylic in this. I guess probably not. Mostly watercolor and gouache in this one. But, oh, I know. Here, I'll show you. This one has some acrylic. Oh, that was gouache. I know I did an acrylic. Yeah, so this is a little more, this is a mix of both, but I don't know if you can see that there's like a sheen to some of this paint. Anyway, it's minor, but it sometimes, I just love the way this flat paint scan and that chalky texture. So, Golden, a few years ago, it's relatively new, came out with these SoFlats, which is an acrylic that's super matte. And they're fun to use. They're on the pricey side, but I just thought I'd show you some of the colors, like this naphthol pink are amazing. And then I just got this. This is this, I think it's different. Some of the colors I already have, but this Zing collection, they put together these colors. So let's dig in and play with these. And let's see, I was gonna get the white. Do I have the white here? I'll show you all the colors that I have. And we'll put a few out and see, so you can see the texture. Oh, you know, I'll just use my gouache. I mean my gesso for white, which is a very, gesso is a white, well usually white, primer for canvas, but it can be used as a matte white as well. Get a paper towel, and let's start with, because I want to show you this naphthol pink, and then we'll dig into this set and see what the colors are here. So I have the naphthol pink, naphthol red light. Of course, I have fluorescent that I had to buy, fluorescent pink, fluorescent red, and then the cobalt teal, this yellow green, this is the dioxazine violet deep, ultramarine blue. I just got the violet so that I could have something to make some darks with, even though I can use what I've got here. Cerulean blue, which is a warmer blue, the cad yellow medium, fluorescent yellow. I don't really use that much, but it can brighten some colors up. Fluorescent violet. I think I went through a fluorescent stage when I ordered these. Well, I might as well look at these now. Why not? Let's open them up. I have a link. I'll put the link in the description to these. This set on Amazon, whoops, was actually priced. You know how Amazon does these sales sometimes, or I don't know if they just sales, but maybe they're trying to move inventory and they had lowered the price, but they're still pricey. They do, I will say, they go a long way. The my aunt, who is 85, and you know, doesn't order on the internet or anything, so she relies on me to order her art supplies. I sent her some of these and she said they are, what did she say, so yummy. I think she's like butter. Okay, there's a cadmium orange in here, the naphthol pink, so that's good. I like that color. Now I have two. Yellow green, looks like I have two of that too. Cobalt teal, okay, maybe I didn't need this set. Red violet, and the bismuth yellow. So this is a different yellow. But if you are like just starting, what a great set this is, because you've really got enough here to do all kinds of colors. In fact, okay, let's do that. In case you just want to get a starter set, let's just see what colors we can make with these three. But I'm already got the Napsol pink open here, and the yellow green, and the cobalt teal. So I won't use the brand new ones here. But these are the 6 colors in that set. So let's just stick for right now. And that way I can show you what you could create just color-wise with these 3. Let's get out some, I have no idea what, I'm just going to put some colors down. Let's just see what happens. So we've got this red violet. So the pigment load in these is unbelievable. That's why, I guess, you know, I keep saying they're pricey, but a little goes so long. I mean, you'll see. We'll just use the bit from that cap, and you'll be surprised. Where'd my paper towel go? I do that with brand new paints. Why not? You can use the little bit that's on this. Sometimes I just rub it on my paper as a background. Okay, we've got the yellow green, and what was the other one that was new? This bismuth vanadate yellow. Okay, I've never heard of that. Looks like a lemony yellow. Yeah, it's just not, it's kind of between a cadmium and a lemony yellow, but I would say a little more lemony. All right, and the yellow green that I've already got open. The Napsol pink, which is, I'm going to show you that just mixed with white. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, so we'll just use one brush. My sketchbook. If you've watched my videos before, you know that I work a lot in sketchbooks. I have classes about them. Just a big believer. They're just great for loosening you up and kind of taking away the fear of painting, because it's just a sketchbook. And it kind of fools your subconscious, I think, into actually painting. All right, let me show you this Napsol pink with, it's just got a, I don't know, you have to see it. It's sort of corally, but sort of pink. So pretty. Mix a little yellow with it. I've really been into these peachy colors lately. Let's try some of this cad orange. Oh, see, I want you to see the intensity of these colors. And it's not dry yet, but they pack a punch. So, oh, that's a gorgeous orange. I need some more of my white. That is yummy. Orange can really be an interesting color to add to a pop of, to add a pop to anything. I just saw this morning a quote from Van Gogh that he said, "Orange and blue need each other." It was kind of cute. I'm just putting down color. I guess I'm starting with the warms, aren't I? Might as well grab some of this yellow then. Guess I'm making a background in warms. So we're getting ready to go up to northern Michigan, like we do as much as we can in the summer. See some friends up there. and take my supplies. I don't know if you've seen my video on packing supplies for a trip, but we got back from Europe this summer, and that I really had to go small on that because we were using backpacks to travel with, so you can find that video on my channel. This to Michigan we're driving, so I don't need to minimize that much, but I still obviously can't take everything. But that's good for me because I tend to get too much stuff and then get overwhelmed by it, and I want something different over here. Let's grab a little of this turquoise. One of the ways I like to get neutrals is mixing a little bit of these complementary colors with white. You get these lovely tans and neutrals that allow the brighter colors to be the star of the show. So as this dries, I'll show you how opaque it is, and then we'll just make some really intense marks like that orange right there. Yeah, so what if I only used, I haven't even used the green yet, have I? So you can see that you can get an amazing color range with this set of 6. I usually use Nova Color acrylics. In fact, I have a, they're made in California. I have a, I don't know what you call it, collection with them, not a collection, bundle, they call it a bundle. And those are these, I have a video on those. Their colors are amazing too. They're just not flat like this. But, you know, they're not as glossy as a lot of them. Let's throw in some of this. Arches and pots seem to make their way into my paintings. Look at that intensity, holy cow. And I've got more other colors on my brush. That's incredible. In fact, have I washed my brush yet? No, my water's clean. So you can do that, it's just to be careful. You can end up with mud that way, but if you kind of stay away from, so if I go right into the purple, I'm going to get mud, but that's a neutral also, so it's okay. I want some of that, you know, to kind of contrast with all the bright colors. But I will wash my brush here shortly. Probably now. Let's get some of this turquoise and keep it clean, just for a pop. So I mentioned supplies, links to supplies on my website. Those are through Blick Art and through Amazon. And I do get a small commission if you buy through those links, so thank you. It's a great way to support, you know, artists. A lot of artists do that, and it's a great way to support us and making more videos, being able to buy more supplies. course, I have lots of online classes on a la carte. Like some people like to buy a la carte. Those are on my website. And the links to the Skillshare classes are also on my website. If you don't know what Skillshare is, it's a amazing platform where I've been a member for years, and because you could give access to thousands of classes in all kinds of topics. And the quality varies, but some of them are really excellent. Let's see what happens if we mix some of that turquoise. Oh, that was way too much. So one thing I'll tell you about these paints is there's so, like that purple I just got out, like just a dab, it's just it's so intense that I should have gotten a lot less. So you just have to sort of train yourself that a little goes an awful long way with this paint. The gazillions of colors that we can get from just these 6. Actually, yeah, I guess I have used all 6 so far. I'm just playing with color. See what happens. And I bet if we mix a little of this orange, just because this is one of my favorite combos, with a little of this pink, which I shouldn't be dipping in the bottle. I always say that on these videos, and I do it anyway. I always tell you, don't do this, just because I'm doing it. It's a no-no, and then I do it again. That's because I'm trying to be quick and not overthink. But look, see, that is the yellow. Look at that intensity. When we were in Italy, the warm colors everywhere, this terracotta kind of color. I'm going to tone those purples down just a little bit. Too loud. Anyway, terracotta colors are kind of have come home with me. In the buildings too. Oops. I'm just gonna darken up part of that. Maybe it's in the shade, who knows? Just playing. Our #1 job as artists is to play. Did you know that? I heard that recently and I thought, well, I can do that. It's surprising how hard playing is sometimes though, right? With that voice that says, well, that's not very good, and what are you doing? And all the rest of it's shenanigan, mostly garbage that internal voice says. This is 90% garbage. And it's so all over the map that I like Michael Singer's books, The Untethered Soul, and he says, if you listen to that voice in your head and really just notice what it says, it's neurotic and crazy. Why would you listen to that voice? Oh my gosh, it's so true. Like you think that it's saying something that's true or helpful, and if you really, you know, look at it and watch it and listen to it or just notice it, you realize it really doesn't know what it's talking about most of the time, which is a process to watch it, notice that. Anyway, I really recommend his books, Untethered Soul, and then I think there's the newer one is Living Untethered, and his story, like the story of his journey and how he kind of got to where he is called The Surrender Experiment, and that's just mind-blowing. What led to, well, I'll give you one teaser. He becomes an accidental billionaire. That's all I'm saying. From the strangest beginnings, starting with this surrender experiment. This is fun, but it's lacking some darks and depths. So I'm going to make up a dark, maybe with some purple. Ooh, I love a good plum. I think I need to get some paint off my brush. And we need some depth here with some anyway, painting while I'm doing these videos like this and sort of half thinking about it is very freeing. And I end up really liking sometimes the things that I've painted while talking to you. Not always, of course, but, and I think it's because I'm not thinking about it too much. I'm just kind of letting my hand do what it wants. And it's a sketchbook, so from that you can find things you like and things you don't. And do some darker blue. There I am dipping into my bottle again. This is kind of a fun one. Alright, I think I want to finish with, well, finish for now anyway, with maybe some of this Naphthalene pink. I'm working on a new class. I'm not even going to say when it'll be done because these things take longer. You know, I end up adding a module and go, oh, I want that. I want to add this or I want to add that. So that's kind of what's been happening. But I'm hoping in the next month anyway. And it's called One Brush, Three Colors. Because the concept is I want us, everyone, to create, and I think, you know, too many people are, and too many teachers, like, you know, buy these paints and you need these supplies, and it's just overwhelming. So I wanted to explore and show what you could create with one brush and 3 colors. So I think it's 8 modules now, and I'm done. I mean, I'm done now. I'm just editing it and getting it ready, but I'm not going to add any more. But it's unbelievable what we create with the one brush, 3 colors. So I'm excited about that. I just think it'll bring people, I love bringing people into the painting world that didn't think that they could paint, but maybe had this desire, but just didn't think painting was for them, because that was me. Years ago, I would create things and loved making things, but I just was convinced that painting was another, a whole other thing that I wasn't, that was for people who went to art school or real artists or whatever it is that was in my silly head. And, but I know it's in a lot of people's heads, so I like helping to get that out of people's heads. How's that for an explanation? I'm trying to do something different in there because it's getting all muddled. Might have to let it dry and go in there and play with that a little bit. Maybe just a bit of toned down green. This is about when it's time to stop because I can step back and see what the play has turned out to be. Okay, I'm done. All right, so now you know the intensity. You can see, well, some of them aren't dry, but the real matte consistency of the golden SoFlat paint. And I'll put a link to this Zing collection if you want it on Amazon in the description. I think it's a good set to, well, we did this whole thing, and we could have gone with a lot more colors. I mean, made infinite colors. It doesn't come with a white, but you saw that I just used gesso. So you could use gesso, which is a flat white, as your white to go with it. Okay, have fun.